It all began with a dream, deep in a misty forest where shadows whispered secrets. He realized he was dreaming, yet something unseen lurked behind the dense, whispering shadows. A monstrous figure steps from the mist, its glowing red eyes locking onto him with menace. But this time, he doesn't run. He stands tall as the shadows swirl around him. He searches for the shadow that has haunted his dreams, curiosity outweighing fear now. Then, something unexpected happens. The shadow begins to change, revealing a strange familiarity. The shadow's shape slowly shifts, revealing familiar features, almost like looking at his own reflection in fear. A strange calm washes over him as he realizes this monstrous figure mirrors his own inner fears. He steps closer, curiosity overcoming fear, and the shadow mirrors his movement, almost like a dance. The shadow stops and transforms further, revealing a wounded, familiar face that chills him to the core. He reaches out, and the shadow flinches, as if afraid to face the man's acceptance. A connection sparks. He realizes the monster is part of him, carrying his fears and regrets. The shadow's wounded eyes meet his, and he feels a strange empathy stirring deep within him. He steps closer, heart steady, and extends a hand, silently offering forgiveness to the shadow self. The shadow flinches at first, but slowly relaxes, a mutual recognition of pain and fear emerging. He begins to understand the shadow is a mirror of all his regrets, fears, and hidden pain. Slowly, he lowers his hand, inviting the shadow to merge, embracing both fear and acceptance. A sudden warmth spreads through him as the shadow transforms fully, no longer threatening, but familiar. He steps closer, heart open, realizing that forgiveness is the key to embracing his hidden self. The shadow lowers its head, silently accepting his gesture, a moment of shared understanding unfolding. He takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of fear and guilt lifting as acceptance flows between them. The man slowly reaches out again, inviting the shadow to fully merge, bridging the gap between fear and self-love. As they touch, warmth flows between them, a silent agreement forming that fear and regret need not control him. He finally smiles softly, realizing the shadow is no longer an enemy but a part of his own resilience and courage. The man takes a steady breath, feeling harmony flowing as he fully acknowledges his shadow self. A sense of peace settles over him. The once menacing forest now feels alive and welcoming. He steps forward, fully embracing himself, and the forest seems to respond with gentle, glowing light. The shadow now stands quietly beside him, no longer threatening, embodying strength and resilience. He smiles faintly, realizing that fear and guilt no longer dictate his actions or thoughts. He feels a renewed sense of courage. The shadow is now a guide, not an enemy, in his journey. The forest whispers gently, its ancient voice reminding him that true strength is born from acceptance. He extends his hand, and the shadow gently takes it, a silent pact sealed in unity. Warmth spreads through his chest, as if forgiveness itself carries a light that heals old wounds. The shadow dissolves slightly, not disappearing, but merging softly into his body with grace. He feels complete, no longer divided, as if every scar and memory now belong in balance. The forest brightens, as if celebrating his unity. Shadows now dance like companions, not enemies. With every step forward, he senses the ground carrying him, no longer heavy with fear or doubt. The forest responds warmly, each glowing orb pulsing like a heartbeat, echoing his new harmony. He breathes deeply, the air no longer cold with dread, but warm with possibility and renewal. The shadow's presence now feels like guidance, whispering courage instead of fear into his heart. He feels the weight of years lifting, as if every fear he carried finally dissolved into mist. The path ahead glows faintly, inviting him forward with promise of clarity, strength, and wholeness. He steps onto the glowing path, each movement lighter, as though the earth itself supports his courage. The orbs align, drifting ahead like lanterns, leading him deeper toward clarity and understanding. He feels the shadow within whispering guidance, no longer hostile but offering strength in silence. A distant sound echoes, not frightening, but like a call inviting him further into discovery. He follows without hesitation, knowing this path is no longer fear's domain, but healing's journey. The forest glows brighter, as if honoring his courage, a sanctuary shaped by his acceptance. He steps into the brighter clearing, where light weaves patterns across leaves like messages waiting to be read. The orbs drift together, forming symbols in the air dreamlike, ancient, and filled with unspoken wisdom. He raises his hand, and the symbols respond, swirling around him in a gentle, protective dance. The once dark forest now feels alive with harmony, every shadow softened, every silence filled with peace. He understands now fear was never an enemy, but a doorway into his own hidden strength. The dream carries him forward, not into darkness, but into a sanctuary where light and shadow belong. As he steps forward, the forest bends with him, trees leaning gently like guardians bowing to his journey. A path of glowing roots appears ahead, guiding him towards something deeper, hidden beyond the mist. Each step feels heavier, yet more certain, as though the forest tests his resolve before granting passage. Suddenly, the glowing path divides, one side vanishing into darkness, the other shining with soft promise. He breathes deeply, refusing the darkness, stepping toward the brighter path with steady, unshaken resolve. With each step, the light intensifies, pulling him deeper, where truth and shadow finally wait to be faced. He enters a narrowing corridor of trees, their trunks arching together above him, forming a tunnel of light and mist. The air grows colder, the fog denser, as if the forest itself warns of the trial ahead. From within the fog, a figure stirs familiar, monstrous, yet carrying the shape of himself. His instinct screams to run, but instead, he plants his feet firmly, refusing to turn from what hunts him. The shadow halts, surprised by his courage, its monstrous form trembling, revealing cracks of pain beneath the terror. He sees it clearly. Now this monster is not his enemy, but the wounded part of himself. He reaches out cautiously, his hand trembling, yet filled with compassion instead of fear or hatred. The shadow recoils, then steadies, its glowing cracks pulsing like a heart rediscovering forgotten rhythm. He whispers in the silence, words of forgiveness flowing as though spoken directly into his own soul. The shadow shudders, shrinking as light bursts from its wounds, its monstrous mask peeling away. Where once stood a monster, now kneels a wounded man, his own reflection, broken yet familiar. He steps closer, placing his hand gently on the reflection's shoulder, choosing forgiveness over fear. The reflection lifts his head slowly, tears glowing like liquid light, eyes filled with both sorrow and hope. Their eyes meet, one filled with compassion, the other with longing, and the forest itself seems to breathe. The reflection reaches forward, placing his trembling hand over the dreamer's heart, testing its warmth and truth. The dreamer places his hand atop the reflections, sealing the gesture with unity, trust, and acceptance. Light spreads from their joined hands, flowing outward into the forest, igniting every root, leaf, and shadow. The reflection rises to his feet, no longer broken but whole, his wounds healed, his spirit renewed. The two men stand side by side, mirror images at last, their unity illuminating the dream's path forward. A pathway of golden roots emerges before them, glowing brighter with every step they are destined to take together. They take their first step forward together, and the forest responds with music, light, and whispered echoes of healing. The deeper they walk, the brighter the world becomes, shadows retreating into nothingness, replaced by radiant harmony. The reflection's wounds are gone, replaced with a glow of strength, while the dreamer radiates peace and balance. The forest bows in silence, its towering trees leaning as witnesses, honoring the reunion of a fractured soul made whole. A soft breeze flows through the glowing tunnel, carrying whispers of encouragement, reminding them their journey is far from over. Golden light spills higher, illuminating arches above, painting their path with brilliance and infinite possibility. Every step heals further, not just for the reflection, but for the dreamer, uniting past fears with newfound strength. A distant glow ahead hints at revelation, the culmination of their journey, awaiting with quiet anticipation. Their shadows merge briefly on the glowing roots, symbolizing the reunion of fragmented self and embracing wholeness. As they approach the light, the forest seems alive with approval, branches arching and roots glowing brighter than ever. The dreamer and his reflections slow their steps, absorbing the radiance, feeling unity radiate through every fiber of their being. The pathway narrows slightly, funneling them toward a brighter, radiant destination, a climax of insight and self-discovery. The reflection glances at the dreamer, a faint smile, revealing gratitude and acknowledgement of their shared journey. Light pulses from their steps, each movement releasing energy that harmonizes with the forest's rhythm and song. The radiant destination grows nearer, revealing a clearing bathed in golden light where insight and forgiveness converge. They stand at the center, breathing deeply, realizing that confronting the shadow has brought wholeness and clarity. A gentle breeze stirs the clearing, scattering tiny golden motes that dance like sparks of insight and revelation. Their shadows stretch long into the clearing, intertwined, a visual testament to self-acceptance and unity realized. A faint melody rises from the roots and fog, resonating through the clearing as if the forest itself is singing. Golden light intensifies, enveloping them fully, a visual embrace that symbolizes total forgiveness and reconciliation. They turn toward each other, smiles gentle, eyes conveying understanding and shared triumph over inner darkness. A final step forward, and the glow expands outward, signaling completion of the dream, the shadow now fully embraced. The glowing clearing expands further, roots stretching outward, as if the dream itself is exhaling peace and completion. The reflection's glow intensifies with warmth and calm, echoing forgiveness and newfound harmony within their shared presence. They exchange a final glance, a silent acknowledgement of journey completed, the shadow now embraced fully and peacefully. The golden glow begins to merge with the moonlight, blending dream and reality into a serene, harmonious vision. The forest exhales a final, gentle sigh, fog dissipating slightly as if blessing the completion of the journey. They take synchronized steps toward the forest edge, light radiating outward, marking the final embrace of inner harmony. Golden light extends into the forest beyond, as if the dream itself carries peace to the world outside. They pause briefly, sensing the completion of the journey, shadows now fully integrated into their being. A gentle breeze carries whispers of affirmation, as if the forest itself recognizes the courage of their journey. They begin walking toward the forest exit, light guiding their path, a final step toward clarity and understanding. The clearing behind them glows one last time, a visual farewell marking completion of shadow confrontation and forgiveness. Emerging from the forest, they step into moonlight, shadows reconciled, and the dream leaves them with profound serenity. They pause at the edge, breathing deeply, reflecting on the journey, realizing shadows are now fully reconciled. A subtle warmth radiates from their steps, carrying the forgiveness and unity achieved into the waking world. The reflection slowly fades into subtle golden light, leaving the dreamer alone yet empowered by newfound clarity. The dreamer takes a final step, light flowing around him, signaling the complete embrace of self and shadow. The forest quiets, roots dim, and the dream fades softly, leaving the dreamer with peace, clarity, and wholeness. Share your dreams. Who knows what mysteries await in yours?